What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Actually, we got a surprise that came in the mail today as well. I know we're just getting lots of surprises, but ain't nothing that big of a deal. But my bushings actually came in the mail, so we can put on these ZB racing chocks. Part number right there, and you got to have these right here for the uppers for them to fit into the Typhon 3S, and hopefully you guys can see that right there. So they actually came in the mail today. They weren't supposed to be here till the 13th through the 16th. And as well, since we're doing the shocks, we might as well go ahead and put our Arrma arms on. I wasn't going to put them on. I was just going to run it for a while with the stock, but you know, we might as well put them on while we're here. So this is going to be kind of a video on how to. Might be a little boring for you guys, so I don't know if you guys want to watch or not, but I'm going to go through it. And if you guys want to skip this and go through the shocks, I'll make sure that I put in where I actually did the shocks and what time I put in. So I've already loosened the nuts on the wheels. So no, they weren't loose for the factory. Mine were actually pretty tight, to be honest with you. There's been people out there that's had loose ones, but mine were really tight. So they definitely weren't falling off for sure. So we'll make sure we put everything in place where it goes. That way it goes back on in the right spot. That's just the way I am, organizing everything, putting it down. So we're going to get some tools and we're going to work here, guys. Get down off this step stool. Yeah, I got a step stool. My workbench kind of sits on a part that levels up in my garage. It's a separate level from the regular floor. I know that I don't normally necessarily like these wrenching videos, but we're going to do this anyways. Man, even that's tight, man. Looks like everything. So far, everything was tight on here. We will be taking the diffs apart as well and putting some new diff fluid in it. I don't have the diff fluid yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and get these apart right now. And we will get this taken care of. I haven't really took anything like this apart. I've definitely taken some Traxxas stuff apart. I've never had to take an Arrma apart. I'm sure it's pretty much basically the same thing. So I'm not for sure on the sizes yet, so you might see me go through the wrenches more than often, more than the average person. I'm the type of person when I take stuff apart, I kind of like to keep it where it goes, necessarily. There's that and that. Looks like there's some kind of pin in here. I wonder if I just push it through, I can just push it through here. Yep, I see it right there. I'm about to get some needle nose. Not needle nose, but hopefully these will work. And of course, to push it right back in. Go figure. Go figure. I might have to probably go out to the bay and get some needle nose. There we go. We got it, guys. Woo! Yeah. All right. So there's that. We'll let that hang down there like that. See what sides of this taking shots. Putting the new work stand together. Pretty excited about that. Then, like I said, I like to keep the screws where they go. So, all right, so got that off. Looks like we're gonna have to take this front end off right here. Pretty sure this is going to have to come off, guys. It's trial and error. It's the first Arrma I've owned, so. Definitely going to take me a little bit longer than something normally takes me, so. There's that. Put this back up on the side here, because I'm sure we have to take this off right here. And of course, it's not the right size. I'll just switch this out. I do have an impact, but I prefer to do everything by hand because I don't want to jack anything up. I wasn't going to put the A-arms on, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Might as well. I ain't got nothing else to do, so. It's a long screw right there. Alright guys, so we got one side done. Got your RPM A-arm right there. There's your ZD racing shocks. Got the little bushing up at the top here. The bottom, it's kind of close to the drive shaft. I mean, it's not hitting the drive shaft. And I mean, I moved it. You can move the drive shaft back a little bit and wiggle it. It's not hitting it, but it's really close. So you might almost need to put a couple spacers down on this bottom, or a spacer or something. I'm going to ride it for a minute and see what it does, and I might end up having to put spacers down there in the bottom. So I'll show you that. In order to change your A-arms in a Typhon, you have to take the whole front bumper off right here, as you can see, right here. Then you got your two screws, your pin right here, and then basically your pins pop out. And the same thing down here, you got your pin, your screw, and then basically you could take this off and this top piece off, and this will fold down and fall out to where you can do it, so you don't have to take everything apart. So I'm going to go on here, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this, and then we'll jump back on. Alright guys, just the pointer here. The bottom of these ZD racing shocks on this 3S Typhon are really close to the axles on the drive. So what I did on the back, which you could tell, I mean, you can tell big time. Hopefully you guys can see it, but there's how close the front is. Now look at the back. Now the back's not so close now. It was at first, but then I did something. So when you get those bushings for the top of these ZD shocks, these bushings right here, comes with 6 of them. You only need 4 because you need them for the top. So what I did for the bottoms to give them a little space is I took the other 2 bushings and I cut them right in half. So, because I mean the bolt fits perfectly in there, it's snug. So I'm basically going to do the same thing to the front as I did the back. So I'll take these fronts apart real quick, do that to the fronts, see if that gives me any clearance, which it should. It gave me clearance in the back after I did it in the back. So just a little pointer, a little tip when you guys, if you guys decide to get these ZD racing shocks. Pretty cheap off Amazon, but like I said, I've heard good things about them. You know, I mean, if they aren't very good, then I guess I'll get the new Pro line. Pro line just came out with some, so sorry about the noise. That's my little 2-year-old daughter down there just being herself. Being her little crazy self, so we're going to put these on here and see if this does anything for me in the front. I'm sure it will. I can already tell. I can already tell. I still make sure that I get it in there and get it snug. And yes, it definitely helps out. It helps out somewhat. I can tell you that much right now. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it's definitely going to keep that shock away from hitting that hitting the drive shaft. That was the only thing I was worried about, was the shock hitting the drive shaft. It clears everything else besides the drive shaft. So we're going to do it to this side over here. When we do it to this side over here, guys, we're done. We got all 4 RPM A-arms on. We got all the ZD shocks. Now we're just waiting on some diff fluid. And I'm actually also waiting on my buggy tires. They just now got into the United States, so they're from China. I'm going to try them out, just to try them out. They weren't very bad. I got 2 sets, so we'll see how they do. Of course, I went with the black rims. Concentrate real quick, get this on here. I mean, you can get some metal spacers and do the same thing here, but now I don't have to worry about them touching, guys. Worked out pretty good. She's all done, guys. Here she is. Arrma Typhon 3S, the V3, the new version. There's your ZD racing shocks, just like that. There's your RP and A arms, front and back. And like I said, we're waiting on diff fluid to check the diffs before I really run this thing. I'm not going to really run it until I get all that taken care of and checked out. So that's going to do it. So I'm going to jump off here. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day. It's evening here. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, dislike button, ring that bell. You guys have a wonderful day.